All right, everyone, here we go with the Friday reading. Let's do it. One card for each sign. I did a pre-shuffle here because I want to get a feel for the energy. There's a lot going on right now. We're kind of sitting right in between Mercury moving into Aries and a new moon in Aries. And I'm going to pull on the new moon, of course, on Sunday, so you don't have to worry about that. That said, I've already pulled on Mercury in Aries. We had fun with that reading. The energy is choppy. It is what it is. But right now, we're going to talk about a Friday reading, which is one card for each sign. What's your person thinking and feeling right now in this energy? And pay attention to everything that's on the table. You're all connected. All right? It's important. There's a text at the top of the description for any new people wondering why there's no timestamps here. Because timestamps, every time a reader uses a timestamp, a monk cries. That's why. Because that's not how energy works, and it isn't. It's not even how you should approach your horoscopes when you read them on a horoscope page. Absolutely not. That said, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve Love Tarot, well, you're here for a reason, all right? This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. Let's do it. Friday reading. We don't clarify here. Tomorrow in the weekly reading, we do the same thing, but we clarify and I ask what actions they're likely to take. And in this upcoming week, that should be very interesting. But we got some learning here in the pre-shuffle. I shuffled before I hit the record button. Just me and the universe having a chat. It's very interesting. I've never really talked about this, I don't think. I don't think it came up in any of the old mailbags or anything, and I'm surprised. Because these runners, and you, probably thanks to listening to me, I don't know, but you're figuring it out too. But either way, it's Six of Wands crossed by Ten of Swords. Okay, that's the main energy here. And this is life. These two cards right here, 10 swords crossing the Six of Wands, is a little life lesson in and of itself. It's somebody figuring it out. And that lesson is very simple. Early on, when one of my early music teachers, I asked about writing songs and coming up with stuff and all that. I said I was terrible at it. I said I couldn't come up with anything. Everything sounds like crap, right? And he said to me, he said, very simply, he said, don't worry about making mistakes. Music, song, a finished song is nothing more than a series of corrected mistakes. So the mistakes are good, you know. And music is mathematics and emotion in motion. And so is life. Life is mathematics and emotion in motion. And I can transpose that same advice over to life. A life is nothing more than a series of corrected mistakes. That's all it is. And that's why you shouldn't get down when you make a mistake. And life is also, I can expand that and say, a series of good flows and bad flows. You see it all the time. Sometimes you're in a flow, everything's clicking, your career's going good, everything's going good, love's going good, and then you get in a bad flow. And what most people do at that point is they let that get to them. They get depressed and sad about that. You shouldn't. That's where the learning is. That's what gets you, that's the contrast that allows you to differentiate good from bad. Somebody's figuring that out here. Ten of Swords crossing the Six of Wands is life, is a series of corrected mistakes. And somebody's making some corrections here. I got the Page of Swords crossed by the Queen of Swords. Somebody looking at themselves. I've got the Hierophant crossed by the Queen of Cups. I've got the spiritual lessons that are starting to set in on a runner's side, for sure. What are they thinking and feeling about you? Well, Queen of Cups is bookending the Six of Wands. You do the math, okay? That's somebody whose emotions are flowing. And somebody, we could say, sees your value, but really it's more a case of somebody now sees where they went wrong. Somebody now understands that where they went wrong taught them something. They learned something. And I think these runners in this cycle have learned a lot from all their spying and thinking about you and all that kind of stuff. They've picked up a lot from your energy, for sure. Let's shuffle the deck here. Let's do it. Let's do a Friday reading. So take that forward with you. Don't ever get down when things aren't going well or somebody runs from you or whatever. If they want to run, let them, right? They'll regret it, right? We always say that. But listen, whether it's music or life or pretty much anything, it's just life is just a series of corrected mistakes. That's all it is. Nobody gets it right on the first try. Nobody gets it right all the time. You know, it's just the way it is. You always learn more. Most of your favorite songs, your favorite hooks and things like that all came from somebody making a mistake and saying that sounds like shit, and then sort of tinkering with it and getting it right. Very few. It happened very few times on the first try. All right. So we got some runners figuring that out. It's nice to see. Whether it sets in or not, I don't know. The Hierophant says that it will. The Hierophant says that the lessons they've learned from this connection will eventually set in for the long term. I'm giving the deck a shuffle. I'm asking the universe for a Friday reading. It knows what I want. I'm ready. The cards are ready. Whew, nice and hot too. Seven of Pentacles is the overall energy of everything that's going to fall on the table. Well, look at the guy there. A lot of contemplation here, isn't there? What have I just been talking about? I gave you some philosophy. Open the reading with a philosophy lesson. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning here, for fuck's sake. Here I am with philosophy. That's what happens when I have a good breakfast. What's fueling this just for fun? Yeah, the Page of Cups. Somebody figuring out this is what they should be doing. Okay? What they're thinking and feeling. Again, there's a lot of love. You know, we ask on Friday what they're thinking and feeling about you. Yeah, he's thinking and feeling a lot. He's taking a look at where he's gone wrong, where he can make it right, etc. And the end result here is a Page of Cups. It's a little apology. It's an approach. It's somebody whose emotions are starting to open up at the very least. Our reading's on the flip. Our story begins with Aries. It ends with Pisces. The universe knows it as 1 through 12, but you know it as your signs. That said, pay attention to everything that's here. About 9 out of the 12 should resonate with you. Okay? Let's do it. Let's get started. Let's start with position 1, which we'll call Aries. Okay. Hangman. Yeah. It's a good place to start our story. The Hangman. The horses are on the track, right? The gate's closed. They're antsy. They're just about ready to run. All right, that's what this is. It is literally a hangman energy. It is somebody here whose perspective is changing. Somebody's looking at themselves. What they're definitely thinking about you. They have a new perspective on you. All of that's happening. Well, of course it is. Have you been watching my readings? The lead up to everything that's happening right now is mind-blowing, energetically speaking. Taurus, strength. Jesus. The heart chakra is open, but this is a stubborn energy. There is. All of these runners are very stubborn in their own way. People don't like to change, and people don't like to admit they're wrong, which is why they don't like to change. The fact that they don't like to change is a result of not admitting we're wrong. Okay? To change something, we have to admit, oh, I got it wrong, and I need to change it. Somebody here, I think, if they can get past their ego, is going to muster up some strength, literally here. What they're thinking and feeling about you, there's a lot of lust. You might be in their spank bank right now. Okay? I see that here with the Hangman. He going to free up a hand, if you catch my drift. Right here is the general, Gemini. The general. Why did I say that? Why did I say the general? I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, okay. There you go. I had an image of the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard in my head. I don't know why I said the general. It's the tower. It is. Something here is... This is an energy... They feel like... I mentioned the General Lee for a reason, because on the Dukes of Hazzard, it's always getting chased by Roscoe P. Coltrane, right? The sheriff or the deputy and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, somebody here feels chased in their own life. In other words, not that you're chasing after them, but they're feeling some kind of pressure here, and it's causing some kind of a breakdown within them. It's probably because they can't get you out of their head. It could be that. There's a little bit of paranoia attached to this. That wouldn't surprise me in this current energy. You know, we're coming into Aries season now, and with Mercury heading into Aries, you saw that reading. That's a big deal. You know, there's a lot of pressure there. There's a pressure cooker with Venus and Taurus, and a lot of that pressure is coming from Mercury and Aries for sure. Somebody here is having some kind of breakdown about what didn't happen. I would say it's the easiest way I can phrase it. But for some reason, it feels like they're trying to run away from it but can't escape it. So it's might force them to have to make some changes. I'm not sure. We'll see. Cancer, the hot spot of the connection cycle. You're all honorary Cancerians in this cycle if you're going by the signs here, which you probably shouldn't be, but you do what you want. It bookends the Hangman. Everybody, here we go. 10 of Pentacles. Somebody is sitting in their life. And I think their life is about, just looking at all the energy that's here, right, leading up to the hot spot. Somebody's sitting in their life, a hangman bookending the Ten of Pentacles. And again, it's getting harder and harder to sit in it. Can I just say that? It's getting harder and harder to stay there. What they're thinking and feeling about you again, they have a new perspective on their Ten of Pentacles, on their life, and they think that you would be something better. Okay? Whether they do anything about it or not depends whether they can grow a pair, really. All right. And this is good. I don't mind that there. I want this person to experience this. I want this tower to happen. Leo. Let's see where we go here. The toxic Leo angle. All right? Knight of Cups. This, wow, again, roles can be reversed here. I can't tell you apart on the Leo angle from your soulmate, but somebody here is hoping that you will show up. Okay? That there will, either they're hoping that you will just show up so they don't have to do anything, or they're hoping that an opportunity will present itself for you two to reconnect. Okay? Hoping. I emphasize the word hoping. This knight, though he looks like he's moving, it's a stable energy. It's still. Okay. All right. But that might call for another. Well, I'm not going to bother with a Leo soap opera because you've got your monthly reading coming up pretty soon anyway. But oof, come on. Get off your ass and do something. Don't hope somebody will approach. That's crazy. You're the one that ran. Virgo. Six of Cups. Something from your past is about to return to you. Somebody is thinking longingly about you. Okay? This can be a runner soulmate. I pick up on it. Can be an old friend too. It can be. I feel that. You have a soul connection with the person. They're definitely thinking longingly. Could be somebody you had a problem with in the past. Okay? For a lot of people, during Aries season, because I already know in advance a lot of the astrological pull on the energy and the new cycles that are starting and ones that are ending, a lot of you are going to find people from the past coming in, and it's not just because Mercury's about to go retrograde. It's not because of that, though that I'm sure will play a big role in it. But lots of people from the past are going to be showing up. Old friends, old people, they find you on social media, whatever, especially people you had a problem with in the past. That applies to all of you. All right? Or some sort of unresolved, unfinished business, if you will. Libra, the Chariot. Somebody at this moment, okay, at this moment is all gung-ho to come towards you. They're absolutely determined, I can do it. Grabbing the keys, opening the door, metaphorically speaking. I'm not clarifying, so we'll find out tomorrow what actions they're likely to take. But somebody here is focused on you with determination. Okay? That's what I get. Scorpio, my hot Scorpios. Star. Oh, yep. We had to put some pants on her. We had to put an outfit on her. She looked all kind of cute. All right. It's a star. You're somebody's wish. Okay? You have a lot of admirers around you. More than one. Okay? More than one. There's multiple stars on this card, and that's what I'm drawn to. You have a lot of admirers. Also, I think somebody's watching you. Okay? Somebody watches you a lot. They keep an eye on you. I say that because I'm drawn to the multiple stars, but I'm also kind of imagining I'm hiding behind a bush watching this girl do this, who's usually butt naked, do this thing with the water here. So again, you have a lot of admirers around you. It's more than one. I don't know if they're afraid to approach or not. The star would indicate that they aren't. Okay, the star would indicate, because it's feedbacking a little bit off the Hangman and the Strength card. I think you might find out about some of these admirers fairly soon. Wouldn't surprise me. But you should know that you're being watched. Okay, that's something important that you should know. And what do I always say? Don't freak out if you're being watched. Give them a show. All right, I'm being watched. I'm being watched by a lot of people. I put on a show for you. I don't sit here quiet, freaking, oh my God, are there people watching? Oh my God, no, just, go with it. Give them something to talk about, right? Sagittarius, my Sagittarius people. Sometimes separate from the cycle, sometimes not. We'll see, I don't know. The Sun. Jesus Christ. You got a lot of fans. Pay attention to what I told Scorpio. Okay, number one. These two cards are linked big time. Why? Well, because I said so, because that's how the energy is flowing, but also the sun is a star. Okay, so keep that in mind. Somebody thinking and feeling about you. I pulled the happiest card in the deck. I wish I could clarify it. I feel a Seven of Swords attached to it. I wish I could clarify it, but I'm not. I don't do that here. We'll see what happens in the forward movement of tomorrow's reading. But you got a lot of fans around you. Can I put it that way? I don't know how else to phrase it. That's just the way it comes out. But pay attention to what I told Scorpio. Capricorn, Five of Swords. Shortcutting somebody here. Somebody here is content to settle for second best. Can I phrase it like that? When they think about you, okay, what are they thinking and feeling about you? They're thinking and feeling that maybe it's best just to, maybe I've done all I can do. Maybe I've done what I need to do. Maybe I can reach out. They might be thinking about reaching out. They could be thinking about that, but it's short-sighted. Again, it's just like a shortcut. They want to shortcut things a little bit, and that comes up in the readings a lot. But it's a really strange energy here because it's tied to the Knight of Cups for some reason. Also a little bit to the Six of Cups with the blue background there. It's not tied to this star at all, despite the background match. It's just, there's a whole lot of content just to keep the status quo kind of a thing. I mean, I don't know how else to phrase it. It's just very weird because there's a disappointment attached to this in the process. So in other words, they're disappointing themselves by being short-sighted here and thinking that they can just imagine that you two are together or something along those lines. It's very weird energy. I'll be curious to see yours tomorrow in the forward movement as well. What's going on with Aquarius? Maybe we'll get some more info here. Four of Wands. I have nothing attached to this, okay? I have no energy attached to this except yours. And this is your Four of Wands. It is a stable beginning, all right? You're on the right path. I tell you that a lot. I do, because I want you to know. Because I know that, especially with Saturn right now, just changing signs and moving into Pisces and all of that kind of stuff, I know that you guys go back and forth. Right? You're ruled by Saturn and Uranus. So if that applies to anyone here, all right, if you're worried, if you're worried whether or not you're on the right path, you are. All right? Stay on the path. It leads somewhere good. Just keep doing what you're doing. I don't have a runner attached to this at all. I mean, if I did, it's somewhere buried way down in the energy. I would guess it's somebody here that could have had this with you. I'm sure there's some regret attached to it somewhere. But there is a sudden change coming for you. Some kind of sign that'll show you that you're on the right path. Pisces. We started with a hangman. We end with whatever this is. It's tied always to position 5, the Knight of Cups. I'm sure it's the same message I've been getting for you that I got for you in the monthly reading. I was absolutely certain that was going to happen. It's 3 Pentacles. Somebody who's been gone for a while, right? Made some changes to their style, is showing up. Is absolutely showing up. Wants something with you. Might surprise you that they show up. Might surprise you that they want to do something with you. They might make up an excuse to do something with you, to partner with you in some way. But either way, you've got an energy that's coming towards you that's been in the hangman for longer than I can even view here within the energy. All right? It's very similar to what I told you in your monthly reading. I'm going to grab the Witches, which randomly at the bottom has the Chariot, which points me here, and what I told Libra is important to everybody for sure. Okay? There's a lot of determination here. Once the feelings get realized, okay? I mean, pay attention to what I said, especially in the Venus and Taurus and Mercury and Aries readings. Very important to understand how those two energies work together. There's this, once a realization happens, I think the connections, if there's communication, it happens very quickly. Let's pull 3 cards and a bottom card. I'm going to have the universe add all this up for us and just give us a summary, if you will. What's going on? Add up the soulmate cycle for me, universe. 12 cards. What do you got? 3 cards and a bottom card. Let's do it. What's it all mean here? All right? Here's what it all means. And this is interesting. A hot spot, Cancer, got 10 pentacles. The universe, when I ask it to add it up, in the environmental energy, the bottom card is 10 pentacles. That'll be crossing the center card I'm going to pull. When these two jive like that, okay, this is definitely all one big reading. All of it. All right, at least 9 out of the 12, for most of you, should resonate in some way or make sense. And if you don't think it does, that doesn't mean it doesn't. Keep that in mind, okay? A lot of times we don't want to think things. Why is the 7 of Pentacles here? Why is the 7 of Pentacles here? Why did I say that? 8 of Pentacles, 7, 8, that's why. And the 10 Swords. Oh my God. 10 Pentacles crossing 8 Pentacles. These are red, center, left, right. Somebody here is, if your person's in a relationship, it's just not working. It's their entire life isn't working right now because of the energies around them. Their entire life isn't working. It's just not working out. They're putting in effort into a we'll call it a horse. I don't know what that. It's actually a person. But we'll say into it. They're flogging a dead horse. It's kind of a saying, right? They're flogging something. They're putting effort into something that was once that is their life. Their 10 of Pentacles. And as they do, they realize more and more and more that it's dead. So that, by default, raises their feelings for you. That's why we saw that Queen of Cups, for example, in the pre-shuffle. So again, life is a series of corrected mistakes. And I think for your runners who keep repeating mistakes, they're about to start correcting them. And that's what we're going to see. And that's kind of what my Q2 reading talked about, second quarter of 2023. It's kind of what it talked about. It's sort of the direction it was going. And a lot of that correction was happening in April and definitely here at the end of March for sure. So a whole fireworks finale of energies here at the end of March. I'm going to have a very busy week next week. I got a new moon reading. I got Mars moving into Cancer. I got Pluto moving into Aquarius. That's all a very big deal. It's a huge week. All right. And I think all 3 of those are tied together in some way. That's it. That's your reading. Nice to see the 10 of Swords again. Nice to see the thinking person again, too. I like that. Where have we seen that before? Oh, yeah, right there. The overall energy of our reading. You know what? I Freudian slipped it. I said, when I threw the 7 of Pentacles, I said, why is the 7 of Pentacles here? That tells me the universe wants me to clarify it, throw 1 card on top of it. So I'm going to do that. So I'll re-ask the question I Freudian slipped, because Freudian slips are important. Life is a series of corrected mistakes. A Freudian slip is a mistake. So now it's time to go with it and flow with the energy. So why is the 7 of Pentacles here? I asked the question I started with when I threw the card. Why is the 7 of Pentacles here? Why? I'm going to put a crossing card on it and a forward moving card. All right? Wouldn't normally do this, but we're going to do it. See, here's what I was talking about. They're giving to the wrong thing. They're giving to something, and then they realize that it's been dead a long time. It's crossed by the King of Cups. All right? It is a lot of love. It is the tide of their emotions closing in. You can only live life by the Pentacle for so long before you either become cold, arrogant, entitled, or just lonely. Okay, I get a loneliness here from this person. Because and I read that a lot too from the Queen of Cups up in the pre-shuffle. And I also see it here in the Leo position with this Knight of Cups, of this person hoping, well, I don't have the balls to leave this toxic thing. I know I go in back and forth on it, but I hope maybe they just show up. You know, it's not the right energy. I mean, you can show up if you want, Leo, to your runner, but I don't think they're in the right energy. I think at that point, they either have the balls to leave the toxic situation, which is the energy I get for the Leo angle, or they don't. Somebody here is very much in their emotions. And what's on top? Yeah, the 7 of Wands. Yeah, somebody here, again, 7 of Wands is one of those cards with a lot of meanings. It's someone keeping something at bay. It's someone keeping the high ground. It's someone fighting for what they want. I think someone here is about to give up the fight. I do. I just feel that. I feel like this almost should have been a 9 of Wands or something. Yeah, I'm right. I went to pull the next card because of how I read this. I like to check myself for you, right? Before I wreck myself. Right here, 8 of Cups. I think somebody's done fighting for something that's dead. Okay? Done fighting for something that's dead. And that implies on their side. It talks about their 10 of Pentacles. Okay? And that's good. I mean, that jives with the energy. It jives with the very strong communication aspect between you two within the energy. Tomorrow in the weekly reading, I will pull what actions they're likely to take towards you. I will clarify, and it is the week of the 19th through the 25th. Again, a new Mercury already in Aries, Venus already in Taurus, a new moon in Aries, the Sun moving into Aries, Mars moving into Cancer, Pluto moving into Aquarius. It's all happening in that week, so it should be one hell of a weekly reading, to say the least. That's your reading here for the Friday reading. If you, hopefully this reading was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. All right, good luck.